Welcome back to the kitchen, everybody. Thank you as always for checking it out. So today we've got episode 2 of Finding the Perfect Curry. Today I've got more of a fruity one. We've got going over the top with spice. We've got essentially 3 pots we're going to have on the go. So we're going to marinate our chicken once in a nice simple one. Then we're going to marinate it again for 6 hours. And then we're going to have 1 pot of sort of a paste and another pot of the gravy. And then once those 2 are done, we'll have a 3rd pot to put everything in at the end. So let's get into this. So let's start off with our garlic and ginger paste. 10 points if you can guess the ingredients. That's right, garlic and ginger. So nice and simple. Crush them with your fingers and they should come open nice and easy. Nice and simple for the ginger. We want about a 2-inch piece, and as I'm sure you've seen, just use a spoon and let's take all this off. You can leave it on, personal preference. I believe we did leave it on in the last episode. Just roughly chop it because we're going to put it in a blender. Same with the garlic, just give them just a little sort of rough chop. Just place these in our dish, and as you can see I've got roughly the same amount, so you can scale this up or you can scale it down. Let's just add a splash of water to this. So the water is just under the top of the garlic and ginger. Place our lid on. And then we're just going to blend it. We don't want to liquefy it, we just want a sort of a paste like mashed potato. Let's have a quick check, just like this. For the chicken, cut them into chunks. There we go, some big pieces, some small pieces. To our chicken, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and the juice of 1 lemon. Of course, give it a quick mix. And just leave that to rest at room temperature for about 10 minutes. So while we've got the chicken resting for 10 minutes, we're going to make the marinade. So in this pan, I have 4 tablespoons of mustard oil. You can use vegetable oil if you struggle to find it. This is now smoking, so we're going to let it cool down and then pop it in a bowl. To our bowl, let's add 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, roughly a tablespoon of our ginger and garlic paste, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, and just a pinch of salt. Then let's go ahead and get our chicken in there. Then just leave this to marinate as long as you can. 1 hour, 6 hours, overnight. It'll be perfect after an hour, but I'm going to go for 6 hours. Sorry guys, forgot to add the yogurt. We're going to do about 200 gram. Let's just give that a stir. Much better. Right, let's get that back in the refrigerator. So the chicken is almost ready to come out of the fridge, so we're going to make sort of a gravy. So here I've got 6 tomatoes, just very simply cut them in half and quarters. Then just place those tomatoes in a fairly large pan. Remember, you can scale this up, more tomatoes, or scale it down, less tomatoes. We'll add some water in. I've got about 30 ml here, we'll see where that comes to. Yes, put a little bit more in there. That's about 50 ml, so just under halfway of where the tomatoes are sitting. Then we'll have a tablespoon of our beautiful ginger paste. Actually, we'll have a little bit more, tablespoon and a half. A tablespoon of chili powder. And finally, we've just got some red chilies. These are medium heat. I'm going to leave the seeds in. We're just going to give these a rough chop. We'll just get those in our gravy. Oh no! Wait for me! So let's bring these to the boil. Heat on high. Once that's boiling, just turn it down to a simmer. Place the lid on, and we're going to leave that for 45 minutes. And while we're waiting for the gravy for 45 minutes, we can just do a little bit of prep. What I've got here is 1 red onion. I would say it's on the larger side. I would brag about my cutting skills, but I had a bit of an accident. I cut my nail off the other day, so I won't speak too soon. I've just got a nice little container here as well to pop those in, so we can chuck them in the fridge. And we might as well go ahead and do the ginger. So I've already peeled it. So we want a nice straight edge. And we're going to julienne it. So just strips. We can then get some more finer strips like so. what I'm going to do, let's just cut these in half as well. They are a little bit long. So for the rice, we've got 1 cup of jasmine, and obviously always wash your rice. So usually I wouldn't use a rice cooker because I know not everybody's got one, but we have run out of stove space. Because we've got a lot of flavour already in the curry, I'm just going to make plain rice. But then I suppose 2 Baileys wouldn't hurt. So that just goes in there like that. Flick the button down, and that would take around 20 minutes. Also, to go in our paste along with the onions, we're going to get 2 tomatoes. We're just going to finely chop them. Actually, 1 is more than enough, so I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to pop these back in the fridge. So we've got the chicken out. I'm going to place it on a wire rack, and we can also just put a little extra sauce on these. That's why we've got the sheet at the bottom. So in the oven they go, middle shelf, 20 to 25 minutes at around 180. Let's have a quick look at our gravy. Okay, let's get that off and blend it. We're going to add a tablespoon of butter, around 150 ml of double cream. And this is optional, just a tiny bit of honey. So let's give that a blend and praise the Lord it doesn't go everywhere. We'll just test the consistency and the taste for salt. So yeah, no bits in it. Let's have a quick taste. Yeah, I'm going to add a touch of salt to that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Right, let's get it back on the heat and let's get the paste done. Let's get the heat on. Relatively high. 2 tablespoons of oil. We can go ahead and get our onions in there. And just fry these for about 5 to 10 minutes. As you can see, most of them have caramelized now. So I'm going to go in with about 1.5 tablespoons of our garlic ginger paste. Let's add just a tiny bit of water because there's a fine line between burnt and caramelized. Always have your water handy next to you. Just a tad more. We'll have just a teaspoon of chili powder in here. Now just fry this for about 3 minutes. Chicken should be done. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, perfect. Let's get that out. Then we can just go ahead with our tomatoes. These should want another 3 minutes. And just a teaspoon of garam masala. Final stir. We can turn the heat off. Right, let's get to the final piece of the puzzle. Let's put it all together. Now we want the pan on high, and we've got about 1 tablespoon of oil in here. Place in our chicken. Add in our paste. Just turn the heat down a little bit. Little cheeky wok toss never hurt, just because we're making Indian. We'll go ahead and add in our gravy. And we'll just let that thicken up. That about 5 minutes on high. And we'll just add a handful of cilantro. And lastly, our julienned ginger. And we are basically ready. You can tell because it's not going straight back into the middle. Right, let's get this baby plated up. So remember, this is a curry for 2. So we're just going to half it. And we can put a little bit more of our gravy in there. We can go with our rice. And then we've got our homemade roti. I'll pop the link down below where I made that. And lastly, some of our homemade mango chutney. Yeah, that should be enough. Right, let's give this beauty a taste. So, I want to start with the rice, but we'll go straight in for the curry. Make sure we get a bit of chicken. Get a piece of that ginger as well. It has sort of a chicken tikka vibe to it. I was about to say there's not much spice, but it's building. It's a fruity spice. That is delicious. Let me have it with a bit of the roti. Yeah, sort of a fruity spice. Let's get a bit of the rice. The jasmine rice works absolutely beautiful with it because it's got already that fragrance taste to it. I'm glad we didn't put anything else to it. And of course, the mango chutney. Really standard stuff, but yeah, let me go and finish this. As always, everybody, thank you for watching. This is episode 2 of Finding the Perfect Curry. What would I do different with this one? I'd maybe add a little bit more fruit, like fruity flavour, maybe tone back the garam masala. Next time, I'm going to go for a red meat, so we're going to go for either beef or goat. And I'm thinking we're going to bump up the spice, so let's see. Let's blow our head off, boy. Thank you as always. Make sure you press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace out.